everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So, Catch 44 was apparently sitting and collecting dust in some basement for several years, and it was finally released to the movie-going public around 2011, and the people basically said, couldn't it have stayed, in this basement collecting even more dust? Because this is a really underwhelming movie, and let's find out why that is, shall we? This is Catch 44. Played by Malin Åkerman, is driving to a truck stop with a couple of her friends. They're going there to try to steal money and drugs from a local mob boss that Tess is working for, played by Bruce Willis. The idea is that this is out of nowhere and no one's gonna know that they're them and stuff like that. They don't quite know exactly who is responsible for the drug thing, but they have a good tip that this is going to happen tonight. And then they're gonna ride off into the sunset and all that good stuff. Also out in this Louisiana night is a fake cop played by Forrest Whitaker. He also heads to the truck stop. What he has to do with it, we shall see. Because soon we have dead bodies everywhere and a Mexican standoff. Who is going to walk away with the money and who is going to walk away with the drugs? Is there even a drop-off happening at this point? We shall see. This movie is clearly made by somebody who really loved Guy Ritchie and Quentin Tarantino. And he wanted to make one of his own. One thing, however, was missing: talent. You see, this movie reeks of I wish I was Quentin Tarantino, because it contains all of his signature things. The pop culture references, the quippy dialogue, the jokes, the monologues and all that stuff. It's just not very good. And it doesn't take long before you realize, okay, Aaron Harvey, you really just want to be Quentin Tarantino and you just want to make this smart and quippy and awesome gangster movie, but you need something more, because the structure of this movie is basically, once we have gotten to the Mexican standoff, then the movie backs up again to the beginning, or even further back than the beginning, and we see all the things again, but from different perspectives. How everybody ended up in the place that they are right now. And it is an interesting idea, but I just got really tired of it really fast. Catch 44 is a really lame and not very interesting movie. The biggest problem this movie has is just how unoriginal it is, because they using all of the cliches that they were using in the mid-2000s, and you got really tired of the whole thing really fast. And when I saw this movie the first time, I said to myself, where the fuck is Bruce Willis? He's right center here at the poster, but he has so little screen time, and when he does show up, you can clearly see he doesn't give a fuck about this whatsoever. Another person who actually doesn't give a fuck about any of this whatsoever is actually Forrest Whitaker. Normally a very good actor who put on very good performances, but here he doesn't give a fuck either, and all his materials are bad, and him trying to make them work, or maybe not caring if they work or not, does not function at all. So we're left with Malin Åkerman as the best actor in this entire movie. She's quite decent, I have nothing further to complain about that when it comes to that, but this movie is just very boring and very standard and very mundane. But I was still a little bit invested to see where this one was going, because I thought for a second that maybe, just maybe, they're going to deliver a good finish to this one. Maybe they have a good twist, maybe they have some big reveal at the end that makes it all worth it. No, they did not. This movie ended with a boring, very confusing and really lame ending that effectively put a line over the movie rather than under the movie. And by that point I was just, can we end now? Luckily for me, the short runtime makes at least that the pain is rather short. Do I recommend this movie? No, I do not. But I don't agree with some people saying that this movie is absolutely terrible and one of the worst movies of all time. I do not agree with them at all. I just think that this is an underwhelming movie made by a Quentin Tarantino cosplayer, non-existing suspense, lame characters. I didn't care that much about anything in this movie. I give this movie 26 points. This is one of these movies where you kind of started to see that the trajectory for Bruce Willis' career was really heading downwards, even though it should be mentioned that this is a far cry from the horrendously awful movies he would make almost a decade later. So I'll see you next time for Well So and So reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.